The following program originates live with the NBC television network.
NBC Sports presents the 1965 World Series. From Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota, the Los Angeles Dodgers meeting the Minnesota Twins. Brought to you by Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota, the scene of the final game of the 1965 World Series. To refresh your memory, the dimensions. 344 down the left field line. Pulling away to 365 in left center. 430 to dead center. A symmetrical ballpark as far as the power alleys are concerned. It goes to 365 in right center. And then down the right field line, favoring a left-hand batter by 10 feet, 330. The field is in excellent condition. The Marine Corps color guard assuming their places in center field. Bloomington, Minnesota, and the nearby area, hit by an electrical storm early this morning. In the wee small hours, it poured in Minnesota. But it gave way to bright blue skies, and it looks like weather will not be a problem. The big guessing game is over. Sandy Koufax is the Dodger pitcher. Jim Kaat for Minnesota. And to find out manager Walter Alston's reasoning and why he decided on Koufax, here's what the manager had to say.
First of all, I think this is one of the toughest decisions I've had to make all year, and the choice between Drysdale and Koufax. I finally decided on Koufax for the simple reason that I think that this club, the Twins, are a little more susceptible to left-handed pitching than they are right-handed, and the fact that I've got Drysdale in the bullpen, if they put their their right-hand hitters in there, and I do have to make a switch, I've made them commit themselves again to go to the left-handed side, and I've still got Peronowski ready to go in case they make the second switch.
You're looking now at the Dodger bullpen contingent and also the big left-hander Jimmy Kaat, 18-game winner in the American League. And Kaat is 1-1 in this 1965 World Series. For the 18th time in 62 World Series, we go to a seventh game. And to refresh your memory on some of the highlights of yesterday's game, here's a videotape replay. Here is Earl Batty hitting the ground ball to Tracewski. It is kicked for an error. Batty is aboard. No score at the time, if you remember. It was in the fourth inning with nobody out, with Jim Grant and Claude Osteen. And here was Bob Allison with the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Osteen later said his spikes caught in the dirt and caused him to make this pitch. And it was hit out 375 feet into the left center field seats. And the Twins were off and running 2-0. Howie Reed was now the relief pitcher. It was the 6th inning with 2 on, and Jim Grant the batter. And Grant hit it up into the seats to make it 5-0 Minnesota. Jim became the first American League pitcher to hit a home run in the World Series since Jim Bagby did it for Cleveland against the Brooklyn Dodgers 45 years ago. Lou Burdett, who wears 33 when he played, homered against the Yankees in 1958. Grant was almost overpowering. The one time he was not was to Ron Fairley, and this was the only Dodger run. It went out at about 400 feet into the Twins' bullpen. But that was yesterday, and this is the big one today. And let's take a look at those fellows whose names are printed boldly on the Dodger lineup card. Shortstop Maury Wills, opening it up, Jim Gilliam at third base. There are no surprises today for either team. Willie Davis in center field, hitting third. Lou Johnson in the cleanup spot, as he always is against left-handers. Ron Fairley hitting fifth. Wes Parker at first base. Dick Trasuski playing for the injured Jim Lefevre, who tried to make it today but couldn't do it. The catcher, Johnny Roseborough, and the pitcher, Sandy Koufax. This seventh game of the 1965 World Series being brought to you from Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, Minnesota. To give you the Minnesota lineup and the first 4.5 innings of the game, the voice of the Minnesota Twins, here's Ray Scott.
Thank you, Vin Scully. The lineup today for the Twins: at shortstop, Zoilo Versalles. In center field, Joe Nosick. In right field, Tony Oliva. Batting fourth and playing third, Harmon Killebrew. Batting fifth is the catcher, Earl Batty. Bob Allison will be in left field. Don Mincher bats seven and plays at first. The second baseman in the number 8 spot is Frank Quillisi, and the pitcher, with a record of 18 wins and 11 losses in World Series play, 1-1, left-hander Jim Kaat. We asked Jim about pitching on just 2 days' rest, and this is what he had to say.
I feel that the amount of rest between starts can have a little to do with a pitcher's rhythm, but not quite as much as his natural stuff. There's some days you can go out there with a week's rest and have real good stuff, and other days you can come back with 10 days' rest and not have anything at all. As for the importance of the ball game, every pitcher, I think, looks forward to a challenge of this sort, and I'm certainly looking forward to it.
So said Twins left-hander Jim Kaat just a short while ago. The umpiring assignments today will find Ed Hurley of the American League behind the plate, as he was for the first game of the series. At first base, it will be Tony Venzen. John Flaherty is at second. Ed Sudol at third. On the lines, on the left field line, Bob Stewart. On the right field line, Ed Vargo. The temperature is 60 degrees. The wind today is out of the northwest at 9 miles an hour, so it should have no bearing at all on anything hit into the air. The Twins take the field before this highly partisan Twin crowd. Defensively, the Twins will have at first base today Don Mincher. At second base, Frank Quillisi, and at shortstop, Zoilo Versalles. Harmon Killebrew at third, Bob Allison in left, Joe Nosick in center, Tony Oliva in right. Earl Batty will catch. Jim Kaat has yet to make his appearance. The coaches, Danny Ozark at first for the Dodgers. Preston Gomez is at third. 6 games have been played, and 6 games have been won or lost by the starting pitcher. Every winning pitcher in this series went the distance. No relief pitcher has been involved in a decision, winning or losing. The Dodger leadoff batter is Maury Wills. He has had a great series. He has 11 hits in 26 at-bats. He has knocked in 3 runs. He has stolen 3 bases. Jim Kaat tried to throw a slider several years ago and decided that as a result of throwing the slider that his curveball was less effective. But then he went back to using the slider and now regards it as one of his most effective pitches. Kaat was a winner over the Dodgers and Sandy Koufax here at Metropolitan Stadium, a loser to the Dodgers and Koufax at Dodger Stadium. And so today's the pitchers have identical World Series records in 1965, 1 win, 1 loss. Maury Wills against the same sort of an inner defense by the Twins, up at first and third. Ball 1 is inside and low. Ball 2. As yesterday, manager Sam Neely has backup pitching ready from the outset. As Kaat starts the game, Merritt and Klipstein work in the bullpen. Strike, 2-1. most hits in a 7-game series by Bobby Richardson of the Yankees, as we look at the Twins bullpen. Merritt, the left-hander, Klipstein, the right-hander. Foul away, 2-2. Bobby Richardson has the World Series record of 13 hits in a 7-game series. 2-2 to the Dodger leadoff batter, Maury Wills, with Jim Gilliam on deck and Willie Davis below deck. Strike 3. Kaat gets a strikeout with the fastball. When Kaat defeated the Dodgers 5-1 on a 7-hitter, he walked one and struck out 3 and hit a batter. Second time around against the Dodgers, he went just 2 1/3 innings and gave up 4 runs on 6 hits. Here's Gilliam, 4 hits in the series. And there's number 5. Bob Allison grabs it in left, and Gilliam has the first hit of the 7th game. The center fielder, Willie Davis, comes to the plate.
Number 3, center fielder.
6 hits in series
Willie
play,
Davis.
whereas Gilliam hit 280 in the regular season. Davis hit 238. The Dodger center fielder. Outfield shaded a bit to the right. The bunt. Shot. Looks at first. Looks at second, rather, and as Gilliam is in at second, Davis is out. Quillisi took the throw at first.
Batting fourth.
So a Dodger runner at second with 2 down. Here is the left fielder, Lou Johnson. He has knocked in 3 runs in the series and has collected 7 hits. Oliva, long way, but he makes the catch and holds on to the ball. So at the end of the first half inning, the score, the Dodgers nothing, the Twins coming to bat.
With 2 out and Gilliam on second, Lou Johnson pokes a short fly to right. Oliva makes a fine catch.
The Dodger defense. Wes Parker at first. Dick Krasuski at second. Maury Wills, the shortstop. Jim Gilliam at third. Lou Johnson is the left fielder. Willie Davis in center. Ron Fairley is in right. John Roseborough is the Dodger catcher. And on the mound, 1-1 in World Series play for 1965, Sandy Koufax. The Twin coaches, Jim Lemon at first, Billy Martin at third. Leading off for the Twins, Zoilo Versalles. 7 hits in the series, 4 runs batted in. He has a home run to his credit. He knocked in all 4 runs in the first game of the series. High for a ball. Koufax bested Kaat 7-0 on a 4-hitter Monday in Los Angeles. Walked 1 and struck out 10. 1-1. Ball 2, 2-1. Foul back, 2-2. Strikeout. 1 away.
Batting second.
If you're interested, as I am, in how Koufax has done, pitching on 2 days rest, at the end of September, he had a 2-day break, worked on October 2nd. He allowed 1 run, struck out 12, walked 4, allowed only 4 hits. And that was against the Braves, and he was a winner. Here's the center fielder, Joe Nossick. Does not get the fastball, strike 1. Nossick 4 for 16 in the series, the Twins center fielder. Wills, the shortstop, out, 2 down.
We asked Johnny Roseborough, who catches Sandy Koufax, what we should look for today. Here's what he said.
If Koufax is right, if he keeps his pitches down, I don't think we'll have any trouble. I think the mound here in this park is a big factor with our ball club. I mean, our ball club's been keeping the ball high because of the flat mound. I know at home that they sort of tailor the mound for our pitcher's needs, which is a sharp breaking mound, which helps him keep the ball down. Now, Sandy's problem, when he has problems, is that he gets the ball up. And if you see the ball, again, above the waist with Sandy, you know that he's in trouble, and he'll start throwing his big curveball.
The curve is in to Oliva for called strike one. Fouled away, strike two. High and inside, ball one. Ball two. 3-2. Ball four. That's the third walk in the series by Koufax. One in each of his three starts. Here is Killebrew. 5 hits, 18 at-bats in the series, including a homer. Ball one. Ball two. Ball three. Killebrew has a look at third base coach Billy Martin. During the regular season, more times than not, a Killebrew was not given the take sign in a similar situation. Ball four. In regular season play, Koufax was the #1 worker, 336 innings. And to give you an idea as to his remarkable control and ratio of walks versus strikeouts, 71 walks versus 382 strikeouts. Don Drysdale starts to heat up in the Dodger bullpen.
Batting test. Number 10. Catcher. Earl Batty.
Earl Batty comes to the plate. Earl has had 3 hits in 21 at-bats, including what would ordinarily have been a single, but a ball which skipped away from Dodger outfielders yesterday and went for a triple. 2 on, 2 out, first inning, no score. Dodger outfield is straight away. Strike. Strike 2. Strikeout. So the Twins are retired, and at the end of the first inning, the score is the Dodgers nothing and the Twins nothing.
We asked Ron Fairley his thoughts just prior to the 7th game of the World Series. Here's what he said.
Well, playing in a World Series is certainly a tremendous thrill for anyone, and now that we're in the 7th ball game, I can look back over the season and say that both clubs have had great years, and regardless of the outcome of the series, I know that personally I'm tremendously proud of this ball club. We've got a bunch of great men on this ball club, and it's certainly a pleasure playing with them. As far as Jim Kaat is concerned, he's a fine pitcher. He's capable of getting you out with ease. Although this year, I'd have to say that in this series, that I'm going to go up there and battle him and give him 100%. There are an awful lot of off days coming up after today.
Earl Batty looking for it. One away.
Batting six.
As Wes Parker comes to the plate, the Dodger first baseman, I was just thinking a little while ago, and I'm sure that many of you fans have thought about it too. 2 teams are in the 7th game of a World Series, and both of them were almost unanimously ignored as far as any of the experts were concerned in picking probable pennant winners in '65. And not only that, both came off 6th place finishes in 1964. So whatever the outcome of this 7th game, these teams have done much better than their greatest fans thought they would. Don Mincher chasing the foul pop-up. 2 down. There is no score here in the top half of the 2nd inning.
Number 44. Second baseman.
With 2 out and none on, here is Dick Trzaskowski. The Dodgers' second baseman has collected 2 hits in the series. Foul at third. Right. The Twins pitcher, Jim Kaat, is a broadcaster, and not just as a hobby, professionally. Ball one. Jim works in an area radio station. By area, I mean of the suburban Twin Cities. And not only broadcasts sports, but he also broadcasts news, does a few disc jockey shows. Strike three. So at the end of an inning and a half, the score is the Dodgers nothing and the Twins nothing. On the general subject of baseball, a thought we'd like to pass along that concerns the attendance records that are being broken in baseball, the American cities boasting of new stadia made possible through baseball, the commissioner of baseball, and all those connected with the game. Salute the young men of the country who play the game, and all of those folks who make it possible for them to play. Bob Allison fouling off the first pitch here in the last of the second. Check swing foul away, strike two. Struck him out. Strikeout number 3 for Koufax, and with one down in the Twins' second, the first baseman, Don Mencher, comes to the plate. Strike. Mencher waiting on the changeup, fouls it back, strike 2. Just below the knees, 1 and 2. Fastball high, 2-2. Strike 3. Well, that's 4 strikeouts now for Koufax, 3 in a row. And the batter is Quillisi. 3 hits, 17 trips. Last of the second, 2 out, none on, no score. Pop-up. Maury Wills calling. 1-2-3 inning. And so at the end of the second inning, the score is the Dodgers nothing and the Twins nothing. The duel of left-handers here in the 7th game of the series. The Dodgers had a mild threat in the first inning with 2 out and a runner on second. Lou Johnson's fly ball into shallow right was gathered in by Oliva on a tumbling catch to choke off that threat. Koufax walked 2 Twins in the first inning with 2 out, but struck out Batty to choke off that Twins scoring opportunity. And for the Dodgers, it's catcher John Roseboro leading off the 3rd inning, to be followed by Koufax, the pitcher, and Wills, the shortstop. Roseboro's had 5 hits in the series. He has knocked in 3 runs. Oliva, fair ball. Roseboro trying for 2, and the throw cut off. A leadoff double in the 3rd inning by Roseboro. So hit number 2 off Kaat. And the pitcher, Koufax, comes to the plate. Twins immediately set the defense for the bunt. Mencher in tight at first. KILLEBREW will try to anchor at third if possible. Fouled back for strike 1. Kaat has been rated since coming to the big leagues as one of the very best fielding pitchers in the league. And he won't hesitate if he thinks he has any chance at all in this situation, for example. If he fields a bunt, he won't hesitate to go to third if he thinks he can get the runner. One and one. Koufax giving no indication that time that he was going to bunt. Outside. Ball 2. Ball 3. Ball 3 and strike 1 to Koufax. 3 and 2. Now the Dodgers must make a decision. Is the bunt sign still on? Minter has retreated several steps at first. Ball 4. There's the first walk. And Kaat is in a 2-on, no-out jam in the third of a scoreless game.
MAURY Wills.
And the batter will be MAURY Wills. Quillisi has one play, and that's the first. One away, and the runners move up. The batter, GILLIAM, singled to left in the first inning.
GILLIAM.
Into shallow right, Oliva and Roseboro will be held at third. And the ball gets beyond Batty, but Kaat is there to back it up. 2 down. Jim Kaat doing what every alert pitcher does in a situation like that.
Number 3.
Back up the catcher. And so the Dodger runners are at second and third, but now with 2 down. And here's Willie Davis. Earl Batty looking for it. And so, at the end of 2.5 innings, the score. The Dodgers nothing, the Twins nothing. This Sunday, NBC will present 3 regional American Football League games. The Buffalo Bills will face the Kansas City Chiefs. The San Diego Chargers will meet the Boston Patriots, and the Denver Broncos and the Houston Oilers meet at Denver. That's AFL football live, mostly in color, and exclusively on NBC. Check your local listings for the game and time in your city. Jim Kaat starts it off with the Twins in the third inning. Kaat, like Koufax, has 1 hit in the series. Kaat, here's a single, knocked in 2 runs. Takes a strike from Koufax. High, 1-1. Strike 2. 5 strikeouts for Koufax.
Number 2.
The Dodger left-hander has retired 5 Twins in a row, 4 by way of strikeouts, and here is Versailles, a strikeout victim in the first inning. Base hit. Sandy, I think, got that one up where he didn't want to get it, and the Twins have hit number 1. With 1 away, here is Nossig. Grounded out short the first in the first inning. I think Sandy tried to turn that one over, but nothing happened. Nossig's had 4 hits in the series. Nossig going after the very high pitch, strike 1. Has had 26 stolen bases in the season. Runner going. Safe. Look at it again. Now, meanwhile, there is a discussion involving the home plate umpire, Ed Hurley, the first base umpire, Tony Benson, manager Sam Mealy has come out, and Versailles is being sent back to first. Could time have been called? That's a question I'm asking myself. Could interference have been called on the batter? Nossig took a cut at the pitch. Nossig has been called out. It's the second out of the inning on interference. It's a put out credited to the catcher, in baseball scoring rules. Versailles has to return to first, and with 2 out, here is Tony Oliva. So you'll have to do what I'm doing right now. If you're keeping score, take that S off your scorecard for stolen base. The batter is Oliva, walked in the first inning. Foul back, strike 1. Strike 2. Billy Martin has something to say, the Twins' third base coach, to the plate umpire Ed Hurley and manager Sam Neely. They're questioning Koufax's move to first, claiming he is not stopping. And come to think of it, this has been a rhubarb-free World Series. I can recall several plays at second base involving an attempted steal, one with Lou Johnson of the Dodgers, one with Sandy Valdespino of the Twins, but other than that and the several discussions today, it's been free of any heated arguments. Runner going, strikeout for Koufax, his 6th. And so at the end of the 3rd inning, the score, the Dodgers nothing, and the Twins nothing. We pause now for station identification.
This is the CBC Television Network.
As we watch the best players in the game, we'd like to give a thought to the training grounds from where future major leaguers will come. And I guess there is no single training ground. Because of that, baseball must see to it that it contributes to the rapid growth which the game right now enjoys. And this is a responsibility which professional baseball in this country welcomes and respects. The announcement has been made to the crowd here as to the reason for Nossick being called out. And as you might expect, some scattered boos are directed generally toward the PA announcer and the umpire. In the Dodger 4th of this scoreless game, Lou Johnson is first man up. Ball 1. Johnson sent a fly ball into shallow right in the first inning with a runner on second and 2 out. And Tony Oliva grabbed it on a tumbling catch. One and one. Kaat has an effortless sort of emotion. Uh-oh. Near the foul pole. Home run. Lou Johnson has his 2nd home run of the World Series, and the Dodgers take a 1-0 lead.
Number 6, Ron Fairley.
Ron Fairley comes to the plate, fouled out to the catcher in the 2nd inning. Hit number 3 off Kaat, and the Dodgers have a 1-0 lead. Near the right field corner, fair ball beyond Oliva. Fairley will hold up at second. And the Dodgers hit the fastball for the homer, the off-speed pitch for the double. And hurry-up activity in the bullpen for the Twins on the part of Al Worthington. Walter Alston again has had a conference with one of his batters, this time with Wes Parker. The home run by Johnson, we are now told, actually hit the foul pole. Parker fouled out to Mincher, the first baseman, in the 2nd inning. The Dodgers could well be bunting. The Twins expect it. Fair ball over Mincher. Fairly around third as the ball is fumbled by Oliva, and now Parker goes to second. It's 2-0. With Mincher up, a routine hopper goes for a base hit. And an error is charged to Oliva, allowing Parker to go to second.
Lou Johnson leads off for Los Angeles in the fourth. With a count of 1-1, Johnson hammers a long drive down the left field line. It may be foul. No, it strikes the foul pole screen and drops back onto the field as Allison watches helplessly. It's the second homer of the series for the 32-year-old veteran who was hurriedly called up from the minors last spring when Tommy Davis, the team's leading hitter, fractured a leg. All season long, the aggressive, spirited outfielder was a vital factor in Dodger success. Jim Kaat calmly rubs up a new ball. He winds up and pitches. And Ron Fairley slams the ball into the right field corner where it caroms away from Oliva. And Ron has a stand-up double. Umpire Ed Hurley gets a new supply of baseballs. Parker, the next batter, looks for a sign from Coach Preston Gomez. With Mincher playing in for a possible bunt, Parker chops a high bouncer over his head. Oliva drops the ball as he starts to throw. And Ron Fairley slides home.
Oliva appeared to catch his spikes in the turf as the ball fell behind him. Parker, noting it, immediately went to second. Mincher was at the edge of the grass, and as a result, Parker's bounder went for the base hit, and manager Sam Mealy comes to the mound. And this will be all for Jim Kaat. The Twins lefty goes 3 innings plus, no outs here in the 4th inning, gives up 5 hits, 3 in a row here in the 4th inning. He walked 1 and struck out 2.
Number 15, Alan Worthington.
And Al Worthington is announced as the reliever for Kaat here in the Dodger 4th inning. To my knowledge, this is the earliest that Worthington has appeared in any game in 1965 for the Twins. But there are others available. Worthington throws the curveball. His fastball is actually a slider. He does not throw a straight ball, as they say. It's a natural slider, and he likes, in a situation like this, to sidearm the right-handed batter and try to hit that inside corner with the breaking ball. Again, the Twins are expecting a bunt. Worthington grabs it, 1 away. That could have been quite a collision. And Killebrew not fallen away at the last moment. The batter, Roseboro. Low, ball 1. Ball 2. Breaking ball low and inside, ball 3. Ball 4. Runners first and second. 1 out, and the batter is Wills.
Sandy Koufax.
I beg your pardon, the batter is Koufax, with Wills moving to the on-deck circle. Now Koufax up to bunt in the 3rd with Roseboro in second. Wound up with a walk. Worthington will go to first. Out there, the runners move up 2 down.
Number 30.
And now, Maury Wills. Wills called out on strikes in the 1st inning, grounded out 2nd to 1st in the 3rd, batting right-handed against the left-hander Kaat. Killebrew in foul territory. So the Dodgers are out, but score twice. And at the end of 3.5 innings, the score is the Dodgers 2 and the Twins nothing. In the last of the 4th inning, for the Twins, Harmon Killebrew, Earl Batty, Bob Allison, as the Dodgers lead 2-0, Sandy Koufax on a one-hitter. Back to the mound. One away.
Number 10.
Here's Earl Batty, a strikeout victim in the 1st inning. Center fielder Willie Davis, 2 down.
Number 4.
Bob Allison went down swinging in the 2nd inning. Dodger outfield plays deep and to the left for Allison. Gilliam, a good play behind third. 1, 2, 3 innings. So at the end of the 4th inning, the score is the Dodgers 2 and the Twins nothing.
Jim Gilliam is the veteran player on the field. We asked him his feelings about the deciding game of the World Series. And he had nothing to say.
All right, Ben. Gilliam taking inside from Alan Worthington for ball 1. Big hop for the second baseman, Quillisi, 1 away. Worthington is due to be the 3rd Twin batter in the last half of this 5th inning. Here's Willie Davis. Hitless and 2 at-bats. Killebrew near the Dodger dugout. 2 down in the Dodger 5th inning.
Number 41.
The batter now is Lou Johnson. Retired on a fine running catch on his fly ball into shallow right in the 1st by Oliva. And leading off the 4th inning, hit a drive deep to left that glanced off the foul pole for a home run, his 2nd of the series. He and Ron Fairley are the only players with 2 home runs. Just inside ball 1. Into right center, Oliva. And so, at the end of 4.5 innings, the score is the Dodgers 2 and the Twins nothing. The second half of today's game is brought to you by Chrysler Corporation. A look again at the catch made by Oliva. He gets a great jump on the ball and is, you've noted, I'm sure, extremely graceful. To carry you along the rest of the way, the voice of the Dodgers, Vin Scully.
Thank you, Ray. Don Mincher hitting the high pop fly back at 3rd. Gilliam. 1 away. The totals through 4.5. The Dodgers 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. They have left 5. The Twins, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. They have left 3. Rich Rollins comes out on deck to bat after Frank Quillisi, so Alan Worthington will come out. Johnny Clipstein is down in the bullpen. Strike. 2-1. Hit into the left center field. Johnson going back and over, and it's off the fence, bouncing high in the air. Johnson recovers. It's a double for Quillisi. Frank Quillisi hitting the left center field fence. The ball retrieved by Lou Johnson. And now Rich Rollins will bat for Alan Worthington.
For the Minnesota Twins, batting for the pitcher, Alan Worthington. Number 9, Rich Rollins.
Rollins is making his third appearance as a pinch hitter in the World Series. Rich is 0 for 2. 1 ball and no strikes. Ball 2. Tell you what, it must be like to pitch in the World Series. You realize that Jim Kaat has been asked to pitch with 2 days rest, Koufax with 2 days rest, Jim Grant with 2 days rest. At Dodger Stadium, after winning, somebody asked Koufax, "How do you feel?" And he said, "Like I'm 100 years old." Right. All fastball. That's been his pitch. I think he has thrown one good curve for a strike. He threw it to Tony Oliva. Otherwise, fastball, fastball, fastball. He had one change-up to Bob Allison in the 4th inning, and Allison almost took the hands off Gilliam. 2-1. Fastball. Curveball, and he missed with it, and he wanted it. That's the first curve he's thrown in quite some time, and oh, did he want it. Okay, 3-2. Ball 4. So Koufax is struggling. It's almost impossible to do it on one pitch in the big leagues, and he does not have a curveball, and Walter Alston going out. That is the 3rd walk issued by Koufax. He walked 2 in the 1st inning. Jim Kaat appeared to have pretty good stuff, but his control was off. Koufax appears to have only the fastball. Tough customer coming up with 2 on and 1 out. Zoilo Versailles, who struck out and singled. Versailles with 8 hits has been the big man in the Minnesota attack. Gilliam to the bag for a force. Oh, what a play. And that would have been a double and at least 1 run batted in, and we had better take another look at that one. Gilliam was guarding the line to cut down the chance of the extra base hit, and it turned out to be the play. Here it comes. He would not have had any other play except to go to the bag. 2 out, and Joe Nozick, the batter. Fastball hit to Will, short way to Tracewski, and they're out of it. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left, and at the end of 5, Dodgers 2, Twins nothing. This 1965 World Series game is being brought to you live and in color exclusively on NBC.
Number 27,
Johnny Clipstein comes out of the Minnesota bullpen. John, at one time in the Dodger organization, and eventually came back to them and pitched for the Dodgers briefly in the 1959 World Series. Now pitching for Minnesota against the Dodgers. Ron Fairley, Wes Parker, and Dick Tracewski in that order. High fly ball to left field. Allison there. Bob puts it away. 1 out.
number 28, Wes Parker.
Here is Wes Parker, who fouled out in the 2nd inning and then singled on that high bouncer over Minshew's head in the 4th inning. Changeup, I believe, hit the straightaway center and deep. Nozick going away back. Turns twice, can't get it at the fence. Parker, who runs exceptionally well, is on his way into 3rd with a triple. They'll hold him there with only 1 out. But looked like a high changeup by Clipstein, and Parker hit it over Joe Nozick's head, 430 feet away for a triple.
Number 44, Dick Tracewski.
Johnny Clipstein, the 3rd Minnesota pitcher. squeeze, and he fouled it away. He struck out. Rare time to see them squeeze 3-2, and he fouled it off to strike out. So Parker goes back to third, and Trasuski strikes out.
Number 8.
2 down, and John Roseborough is the batter. We'll see if they pitch to him. They will not. So the intentional walk to Roseborough, and that will bring up Sandy Koufax. Strike 3, and that'll do it. No runs a hit. The Dodgers lead 2, and at the end of 5.5 innings of play, Dodgers 2, Twins nothing. Bottom of the 6th, and the big boys come up for the Twins. Tony Oliva, Harmon Killebrew, and Earl Batty. And so far the question is just how long can a pitcher go with one pitch? Koufax with his fastball. Ball 1. Look out for that pass. Into the Twins' dugout. Fastball in the dirt. Ball 2. Fastball fouled away, 2-2. Foul back. Very high. 3-2. Steady diet of fastballs, and Koufax records his 7th strikeout.
Harmon Killebrew.
Sandy now has struck out 26 in this series. The record for the most strikeouts in one series belongs to that great right-hander of the Cardinals, Bob Gibson, who struck out 31 last year. Harmon Killebrew walked and hit back to the box. There's Dave Boswell in the Minnesota bullpen. Fastball and a high foul. Back at third down the line. Wills, Gilliam, and Johnson. And it's Johnson who almost ran over Bob Stewart, the left field umpire.
Number 10.
Had to go around Stewart and look out for the box seats. So nice play by Lou. 2 out. And here is Earl Batty. Line drive at Wills, and that'll do it. The Twins are out in order in the 6th, and at the end of 6, Dodgers 2, Twins nothing. We pause now for station identification.
This is the CBC Television Network.
In 1951, the National League president, Ford Frick, was named Commissioner of Baseball. And now, on this day in 1965, in an official capacity as Commissioner of Baseball, he takes in his final game. The Commissioner and the American and National Leagues would like to take this opportunity to thank the millions of fans who have made baseball the tremendous success it is. Seventh inning, 2-0 Dodgers.
Number 30. MAURY
Wills, Gilliam, and Willie Davis. Interesting to note, considering that Koufax is pitching with 2 days rest, that the Twins went after the first pitch in the 6th inning. Oliva spent some time at the plate, but Killebrew fouled out and Bally lined out. Bouncer over the mound to the left of Visayas, who's up with it at the bag and throws him out. Oh, what a nice play. What made it so great is not to get to the ball, but did you notice how quickly he got rid of the ball? 1 away, and here is Gilliam. Fastball hit into the hole, base hit to right field. So Gilliam is single to right with 1 out in the 7th, the Dodgers' 7th hit. And the batter, Willie Davis.
Number 3, Willie Davis.
In the dirt or hit him on the foot? On the foot. He's hit by the pitch to put runners at first and second. So Willie Davis goes to first, hit by the pitch. Gilliam to second, and with 1 out, Lou Johnson the batter. Fastball hit slowly to Killebrew. Harmon has to go the long way. So everybody moves up 90 feet. Jim Gilliam to third, Willie Davis to second, 2 out, and Ron Fairley to batter. And we'll see whether they pitch to Fairley or not. In one of the bigger plays in this series, Alan Worthington was brought in relief with runners at second and third and pitched to Fairley, and he singled home 2 runs. And now Sam Mealy, I think, is going out to ask his pitcher how he would prefer to pitch. And that happens a lot. Or he can go to the bullpen and bring in a left-hander.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the Twins, now pitching, number 26, Jim Merritt.
So Johnny Klipstein works an inning and 2/3, allowed 2 hits, hit a batter, struck out 1, and has not allowed a run. However, the men at second and third are his responsibilities. And the kid from the Dodger clubhouse back in 1961, now pitching against the Dodgers in the deciding game of the World Series, Jim Merritt. Drive to right field, it's playable. Oliva's there. They'll leave 2 more. No runs, a hit, 2 left, and at the end of 6.5 innings of play, the Dodgers 2, the Twins nothing. Bottom of the 7th, 2-0 Dodgers in a crowd of 50,000, having completed the 7th inning stretch. Bob Allison, Don Mincher, and Frank Quillisi. Allison has struck out and hit a changeup sharply at Gilliam in the 4th inning, so he's 0 for 2. Curveball hit to the hole. Wills a long throw to make, makes it. So that's one of the rare curveballs that he has thrown. 1 away.
Number 5, Don Mincher.
And again, that's another member of the Minnesota Twins hitting the first pitch against a pitcher working with 2 days rest. Mincher has struck out and fouled out, 0 for 2. Fastball. Another fastball, same spot, in on the hands. Same spot, but missed this time, 1 and 2. 3 fastballs on the hands to Don Mincher. Half swing, he held up, 2 and 2. Fouled away. So Mincher is making Koufax work. Allison hit the first pitch. Fouled away. High pop fly. Roseboro coming over. Parker coming down from first. It's Roseboro. 2 out in the 7th inning, and Frank Quillisi the batter.
Number 11, Frank Quillisi.
And at this stage of the game, Quillisi will determine just how long Jim Merritt is going to pitch. If Quillisi makes out, Merritt pitches the 8th. If he gets aboard, they'll no doubt hit for the pitcher. He appeared to be trying to take a shot to right field. Curveball, a rare thing, fouled away to Billy Martin. Ball 1. Another breaking ball for sure. So 2 high curves, and the count 2 and 2. Fastball got him. That's the pitch, strikeout number 8. Twins are out in order, and at the end of 7 innings of play, the Dodgers 2, the Twins nothing. Wes Parker is 2 for 3 today, fouled out, single to right, and triple to dead center. Twice he has reached third base, but he has been unable to get home. He has 7 hits and 22 at-bats. 1 hopper. Up with it nicely is Quillisi to throw him out. Another nice defensive play. So Frank Quillisi short hopping on a ball hit to his glove side. 1 away. Dick Tracewski has struck out in the 2nd inning, tried to sacrifice in the 4th and popped up to Alan Worthington, tried to squeeze twice in the 6th inning and eventually struck out. Killebrew throws him out. 2 out in the 8th.
Number 8.
Johnny Roseboro, the batter.
Roseboro.
Right. Oh, boy. Jimmy Merritt with a trunk full of stuff. Down he goes. Dodgers out in order, and the score at the end of 7.5 innings of play. The Dodgers 2, the Twins nothing. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2-0 Dodgers. And Minnesota, with the Twins fans doing a little hand clapping music, trying to shake something loose. Sandy Valdespino will lead it off, batting for Jim Merritt.
Batting for the pitcher, Jim Merritt. Number 28, Sandy Valdespino.
Valdespino is 3 for 10 in the series. Right. Valdespino faced Sandy Koufax in Los Angeles and singled. Sandy leaning a little bit by way of first base. Not quite side-arming. Deviating from his direct over-the-top motion. Very high. Fastball got away, 2-2. High fly ball down the left field line and slicing. Johnson over the line and backhands it at the wall for the out. Nice play by Lou. The second time he's had to go down in the corner.
Number 2.
And here's the man who figured to be involved in the biggest play of the day because he has been the most electrifying of the Twins, Zoilo Versalles. He struck out in the first inning, singled in the third, apparently stole second, but was called back on interference. And then in the 5th inning, came up with runners at first and second and 1 out. Drilled one that was backhanded by Gilliam and turned into a force. Curve, ball 1. In the Dodger bullpen, Don Drysdale and Ron Peronowski. Driven to deep left field. Johnson goes back to the track and makes the catch.
Number 24.
So Versalles goes out deep to Johnson. 2 out, and here is Joe Nossick. Nossick grounded to short in the first inning. Then was involved on the interference call in the third, back of the attempted steal by Versalles. And then last time up, Joe hit into a force play. Sandy has allowed 2 hits, walked 3, struck out 8. Ground ball to Will. Up with it, over to Parker. So the Twins are out in the 8th, and the score at the end of 8 innings of play. The Dodgers 2, the Twins nothing. And so we're finally face-to-face with the 9th inning of the 7th game of the 1965 World Series. The totals through 8. The Dodgers 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. They have left 9. The Twins, no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. They have left 5. On the mound is Jim Perry, the 5th Minnesota pitcher. Jim Kaat went 3 innings, allowed 2 runs and 5 hits. Alan Worthington went 2 innings without a hit or a run. Johnny Klipstein, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits and no run. And then Jim Merritt went 1 1/3. Now Jim Perry in the 9th. He will pitch to Sandy Koufax, Maury Wills, and Jim Gilliam.
Number 32.
Koufax getting a round of applause as he makes his way up to the plate. Sandy as a batter, walked in the 3rd inning, hit back to the box in the 4th, struck out in the 6th. He has 1 hit in 8 at-bats, and the hit was good for a run batted in. Checked up, it'll cost a strike anyway. 0-2. Down he goes. 1 out in the 9th, and Maury Wills the batter.
Number 30.
Struck out grounded out twice, and fouled out. Maury 0 for 4. Maury has 11 hits in the series. He is 11 for 30. 3 RBI. Ball 4. So we'll see if Wills tries to do a little running now in the 9th inning.
Number 19, Jim Gilliam.
Maury has stolen 3 bases in the series. The Dodgers, as a team, have stolen 9 bases. The Twins have stolen 2. Jim Gilliam, 2 singles, flied to right, grounded out. And the coach who became a player again is a big man today. Wills go. Pitch, a strike. The throw down, they get him. Tranquility put the ball on him. There it is. Second base umpire John Flaherty of the American League. So 2 out in the 9th, 2-0 Dodgers, 0-1 the count to Gilliam. Ground ball to short. Versailles to Mincher, who just did pull the bag. And they're out 1-2-3. And the score at the end of 8.5 innings of play. Dodgers 2, Twins nothing.
A defensive change for the Dodgers in the last of the 9th. John Kennedy replaces Jim Gilliam, who came up with what might well have been a game-saving play for the Dodgers. Vin Scully is wending his way right now to the Dodger dressing room in anticipation of a possible series-winning celebration. But meanwhile, the man generally recognized as baseball's greatest pitcher, Sandy Koufax, in the last of the 9th, must face one of the fine hitters in the game, 2-time American League batting champion Tony Oliva, one of the premier long ball hitters in the game, Harmon KILLEBREW, and another long ball threat, BATTEY. There goes the bat. Jim Lemon just escapes it. Down at first, it's a strike. Oliva today has walked and struck out twice. Koufax has struck out 8. He has retired 11 Twins in a row. The last Twin base runner was Rollins, pinch hitting in the 5th inning. High, 1-1. Strike 2. Koufax has shut out the Twins now through 17 innings. He shut out on Monday when he allowed only 4 hits, and through 8 innings today. But today it took a tremendous defensive play by Jim Gilliam. All in 2 strikes to Oliva. Kennedy, 1 out. Twelve in a row retired by Koufax. Here is KILLEBREW. Walk in the 1st, hit back to the mound in the 4th, fouled out to Lou Johnson in the 6th on a fine play near the stands. KILLEBREW is on with 1 out in the last of the 9th. Hit number 3. The batter, BATTEY. He has struck out, flied out deep to center, and lined out to the shortstop. Kennedy is practically astride the line at 3rd. The Dodgers will give up anything in the hole. They do not want to give up a possible extra base hit down the line. Strike 1. Strike 2. On deck is Bob Allison. 2-0 the Dodgers. It's the last of the ninth. Killebrew is on first with one out. Strike 3. Batty caught looking. 9 strikeouts for Koufax.
Number 4, Bob Allison.
And now the pressure is squarely on Bob Allison. He has struck out and grounded out twice. Yesterday, he hit a 2-run homer. The outfield is deep and shaded to the left. Foul back. Strike 1. The wind is blowing gently to left at about 10 miles an hour. One and one. On deck is a left-handed batter, Don Minshew. Just about every honor that a pitcher can receive has come to Sandy Koufax. Ball 2, 2-1. Koufax reaching back. And so far today, every time he has had to reach back, he has found what he needed. Twins third base coach Billy Martin facing. Ball 2, strike 2, 2 out. Killebrew on first. Dodgers leading 2-0. A step off. He did it. Sandy Koufax gets his 10th strikeout, his second consecutive shutout of the Twins. On Monday on a 4-hitter, today on a 3-hitter. Every pitcher, of course, likes to finish a game with a strikeout. This was, of course, not a game. This was the 7th game of the World Series. And the totals for the Dodgers: 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. For the Minnesota Twins, no runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. And so the two teams, picked by practically no one to be playing in the World Series, carry it down through 7. And the Dodgers have won the 1965 World Series. Koufax is the winner. In this series, he has won 2 and lost 1. He scored the 1 shutout in Dodger Stadium, where every pitcher likes to pitch, and the shutout today in Metropolitan Stadium, where very few pitchers like to pitch. Jim Kaat, the loser, worked 3 innings, was followed by Al Worthington, Johnny Klipstein, Jim Merritt, and Jim Perry. Koufax won it. Kaat lost it. As these same 2 pitchers duel for the 3rd time in the World Series. As it turned out, Lou Johnson's home run in the 4th inning was the only run that Koufax needed, but they scored another in the same inning on a double by Fairley and a bouncing single over first into right field by Wes Parker. So the Dodgers are the world champions, defeating the Twins in this final game by a score of 2-0. And right now, to wind up this 1965 World Series telecast, let's switch our cameras to pick up Vin Scully and some of the victorious Los Angeles Dodgers. So, take over, Vin.
Needless to say, this is the dressing room of the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers. And this is Vin Scully high atop the safety of a trunk, hoping to bring to you some of the men who brought Los Angeles another championship. In 1959, the Dodgers brought the championship to Los Angeles. In 1963, the Dodgers brought the championship to Los Angeles. and in 1965, they have done it again. We will meet some of those men just as soon as, let's say a little calm prevails. One of the toughest parts of the World Series was played right here in the dressing room, and maybe next time we'll have a camera here, as Jim Gilliam, who was so important in the victory, sat and watched the ninth inning on television. But here's the fella who gave the Dodgers the championship. Sandy, in Los Angeles, when you pitched your 7-0 shutout, you were quoted as saying after the game, "I feel 100 years old." So today, how do you feel?
101.
101.
I feel great, Vinny. I know I don't have to go out there anymore for about 4 months.
Sandy, it appeared from upstairs that your fastball was really your only pitch for quite some time.
Yes, it was. I don't know what it was today. I didn't have the curveball at all, and I wasn't getting it over, and I just stayed with the fastball and tried to get it in pretty good spots, and when I got the lead, I tried to keep him from pulling the ball if I could.
When Jim Gilliam sat here in the ninth inning and watched you on television, he turned and said to me, he looks like a fighter who has been hit and is now fighting on instinct. Is that over-dramatizing, or were you that tired?
No, I'll tell you, I feel like I was a little bit more tired in the last ball game I pitched here, and I know I was more tired the day we won the pennant against Milwaukee, but I think it was a lot hotter in Los Angeles, and the cool weather keeps you from tiring a little bit. I felt like my fastball the last 3 or 4 innings was as good or better than it was early in the ball game, which I really didn't expect on 2 days rest. I figured by the end of the ball game I'd have to go to the curveball.
Most veteran newspapermen around the ballpark were watching to see when you and Drysdale arrived which of the two had already shaved, because it's traditional that the pitcher with the beard is going to pitch. But you and Drysdale both came in unshaven. When did you find out you were going to pitch today?
Well, I found out when we got here. That's why neither of us were shaved.
Well, you didn't know until you got here?
No.
Now, tell me when you found out. Was it in front of the entire club?
Yeah.
Did the manager go over or what?
Yeah, Walt had a meeting, and he said that he thought he'd like to start the left-hander, and he had a reason for it. He said, if I have to make a switch, I'd rather go left, right, left, talking about Peronowski as his last man if he had to make 2 moves, then start the right-hander and go left. You don't change their lineup any when you do that.
Let's see. You've had 4 no-hitters, a perfect game. You have struck out 18. You have a World Series record of 15 in 1 game. Where does this one fit in as far as thrills are concerned?
I don't know, Vinny. This has got to be as high as any of them. This whole year was a thrill. We were a ball club that everybody said was going to finish 5th, and we lost Tommy Davis. They thought we were going to finish 8th. And we went on to win a pennant, and everybody did such a great job. Lou Johnson, who hit the home run today, he came up when Tommy got hurt and did a great job and carried us for the first 10 days to 2 weeks he was here. And I think that got us over the hump. Without Lou coming up and doing that great job right then, I think the whole ball club probably would have sagged a little bit.
Sandy, thank you so very much. And now go on back and sit down and relax a little while.
Thank you, Vinny.
Sandy Koufax, the man who hit the home run, who hit 2 home runs in the series, who was called way out by his teammates. Way out, Lou Johnson.
You're the greatest, Sandy. You're the greatest, baby.
Lou, did you know your home run hit the foul pole?
Well, I made my turns, Benny, and as you know, momentarily I stayed at home plate to see whether the ball was going out. I knew it was hit good enough, but it was hooking so quick. And when I got to first base, I saw it bounce back, and then I knew no one had thrown it back in.
You know, you're a living storybook. You have played on 18 teams in 13 years. Were there times when you were going to quit?
That's true. It was this year, Benny. This was going to be my last year if I hadn't got a chance to play in the major league. And I finally got a shot. I had a little luck. I capitalized on it, and here we are today, the world champions. And it's great, Benny. It is really great. Actually, I want to cry, but it won't come out.
No.
I'm so happy.
Well, you just keep it in there because there'll be all laughter in here.
Okay, then I want to say one thing. I called my mother before the game. It was the first time I ever done it, call her before a game. So she sent a prayer up for me. My family, I know they're always pulling for me. My wife and the kids. So this is it.
It was such a long time coming. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now
Thank
go on
you,
over and savor that victory.
Okay, then.
Lou Johnson, who hit the home run. There are so many, of course. We can see Don Drysdale over by the table. And right here, the president of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Mr. Walter O'Malley. And where does this one fit in? You are now the president of a club that has been the champions 4 times, once in Brooklyn, 3 times in Los Angeles. How does this one rate?
Just wonderful, another Ulster one, Vinny. You never know what's going to happen with these boys. I wish it could have been finished in Los Angeles so all our wonderful fans out there could have been in on the end of it. but they got the picture. It was a great series. We're very proud of our manager, our team, and Buzzy, and you, Vinny, and Jerry, too. All the best.
Thank you very much, Mr. O'Malley. Let's meet the head of the Dodgers, the man who sat quietly along. Well, before that, we'll have the president of the National League, Mr. Warren Giles. Mr. Giles?
Oh, it was great. Just great. I can't say too much about it.
Well, it was typical, I guess, of the way the Dodgers have played all year, that the tying run was at the plate.
Oh, dear, it worried me. I tell you, I was shaking all during the ball game.
It was that kind of
It
a
was
pennant
a
race.
great-
Congratulations to you, sir, and to your league.
Ah, it was great. We were so glad to have a team and an organization like the Dodgers representing us in a great series.
Thank you. Well, I know one man who kept his outward calm anyway, and that is the manager of the world champion Dodgers. You have managed 4 champions, and you indeed deserve a round of applause, and you're getting it, and congratulations, Walter.
Thank you, Vinny. This was a tough one, and that other club out there is pretty good, too. They came within a very short 2 runs of maybe tying us or winning us, and they've got a great ball club over here, and makes us very happy to win, of course, but I think you got to give the other club a lot of credit.
Walter, you went out to the mound once in the game to talk to Koufax. Did the thought enter your mind to lift him?
I thought that Sandy was strong and good all the way through. I had no intention of taking him out when I went out there. I just wanted to be sure that he wasn't trying to reach back and get a little extra. He was in a little trouble, and sometimes pitchers want to reach back and get a little extra, and that's when they become high and hang the curveball. And I just more or less said to him, well, just be a pitcher normal way, and we'll be all right.
You had a tremendous decision to make. Should you pitch Sandy Koufax or should you pitch Don Drysdale? You've already explained the thinking behind it, but how long did it actually take you to make the decision, really?
Benny, this is, as I said before the game, this is one of the toughest decisions I've made all year, maybe even in my baseball history. But either way I went, I had a pretty good chance of being right, and I'm glad that Sandy pitched a great game. Don pitched 9 innings in the bullpen. He was ready in every inning, but we didn't have to use it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, that's the story. Needless to say, they're wild, ecstatic, euphoric, you name it, in the world champion Dodger dressing room. Now, let's go up to the quiet of the booth.
The last half of the 9th, Koufax still has his shutout. With 1 out, Killebrew singles to left. Parker talks with Koufax. Koufax faces Earl Batty and fans him on the 3rd pitch. Now Sandy is 1 out away from victory as Bob Allison steps into the batter's box representing the tying run. However, Koufax reaches back for one final burst of energy, and Allison fans. The Dodgers are the new world champions, coming back from 2 opening defeats to vanquish a powerful Minnesota team. In the end, it was the golden arm of Sandy Koufax that lifted them to that final dramatic triumph. It's the 4th World Series victory for manager Alston, a new National League record. And the scoreboard message goes for all fans everywhere. Indeed, it was a terrific season.